Hey guys, AY Militaria here again, and today I got a fairly short video for you guys. I am in the process of making another video and it's just taking a lot longer than I expected. So I thought I would come up with a short one first before I finish that one so as to not keep you guys waiting for so long. So today this is going to be on a very commonly encountered item. This is the Royal Canadian Air Force version of the 1936 pattern RAF Field Service Cap for other ranks. So this design had been used since the time of the Royal Flying Corps, and this specific variant is the 1936 pattern. This design is still used in the Canadian military, the Canadian Air Force, even today, and is known as the wedge cap or the side cap. So I'm not going to spend too much time on the history of this item. It's very common, very well known. So instead I will jump directly to the review. So if we take a close look here at the wool, this is a very rough wool, something that was used on the uniforms of other ranks. The officers will have a much finer quality wool instead of this very hairy, and it's just not a very comfortable thing to wear, especially if this is touching the skin. Luckily though, the inside is not of the same material, and I will just put this down here for 1 second. And let's take a look at the inside. So here we have, the first thing we see is the Canadian broad arrow, which is the Canadian version of the military acceptance stamp. The letter C with the arrow on the inside. Here is the stamp. Not sure how clear that is going to be. I will try to get this out of the way and make it a bit more clear. So National Hat Manufacturing Company, size 7 3/4, 1942 date. So National Hat Manufacturing Company is a company that was located in Montreal, I believe. I had to dig in the Canadian archives to find this, as there wasn't a lot of information on online forums. The cap badge is very, very similar to the RAF cap badge. The main difference is essentially the big C that you see right here. And the buttons are special RCAF buttons. So they're pretty much the same as the RAF, except they have the letters here at the bottom. And yeah, this is essentially what you'd expect to see for the World War II era Royal Canadian Air Force Field Service Cap for other ranks. Something to note here is that this can actually be opened. So in the inside you see two hooks, one on either side, where the two flaps on over here hook onto. So you will unhook these flaps and the entire thing can slide down. This thing is well, I wouldn't say this thing, but this is a visor, and essentially this can come down like so, or you can unbutton this. It's something I'm not going to do. And the visor you can flip out and essentially turn this into a cap that you can use in cold climates. Now this is unissued, so the hooks here you see are painted black and they're made of brass. So I just don't want to open it, because if you open it, it's just going to scratch the paint and expose the brass. And I want to keep this as original as possible. Okay, and here we can see how the cap badge is attached. This is one variant with the two eyelets and a pin to secure it. Another variant is essentially just like a safety pin that you can open and close, and you push it through. All right, now I know I said I wouldn't be opening up the field service cap here, but I still want to give you a general idea of how it's supposed to look when opened up, especially for those who haven't really seen one opened up before. So at the bottom, I have a very, very commonly encountered post-war Swiss military surplus side cap, and it's generally the same shape. Essentially, it's the same idea. The main difference is the shape of the part that folds. Here you see it comes down and provides room for the the cap badge. Well, here the cap badge is attached onto the flap directly, so you don't have this little dip. Also, there's no buttons at the front, and the flaps are not hooked into the cap itself. But otherwise, it's the same idea. So if I will get this cap out of the way to give me a bit more room, and I will open up this one. So bear in mind, this is essentially the same idea as the field service cap, and it's pretty similar to how that would be opened. So with the field service cap, you'll first unhook the flaps. This one doesn't have any, of course, but this will be unhooked, and essentially you can pull this entire thing down like so. And the visor, or the brim, flips open like that, and here you have your winter cap. This one, because it doesn't have the buttons at the front, you have to pretty much slide this over your head to fit inside here. With buttons at the front, it will make this a lot easier. You can button and unbutton it. And the visor just protects you against sunlight or the elements. And that's pretty much it. So it's the same idea. I do apologize. I should try moving the camera back a little bit. And let's see how this works. So yes, this is something that the field service cap would look like when opened. Like this. And essentially, to put it back in its original shape, you just fold the visor up, and you can fold this flap back like so. And there you go, you have the original side cap back. And yes, get this cap back in the frame here. This is my very short review on the World War II era Royal Canadian Air Force Other Ranks Field Service Cap. I hope you enjoyed, and like I said, I have a new video coming up hopefully soon. It's taking a lot longer than I expected, so thank you for your patience. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time.